What is going on, everyone? Back with another video. So today for review on the tabletop I have the Spyderco Szabo folder. Now this is a knife that's designed by Szabo, and I have to say it has a lot of interesting features. But before I get into all the details, I'd like to give a great big shout out and a thank you to my good buddy Jeff Juice 3886. Simply because this is actually his knife, and he was very kind enough to allow me to borrow it for this tabletop review. The Szabo folder was actually on my list, for my to-buy list, that is, off and on. I was just kind of on the fence about it, whether I really wanted it or maybe I didn't need it. But now, thanks to Jeff, I actually have the real knife to look at and handle. And without further delay, let's go and jump into it and see what this knife is all about. Here is the knife. And first impressions, it is heavy, it is thick, it is beefy. One tough knife. Look at these giant liners and scales, and I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, when I open the whole knife up, I'll set it down here, and you can see it just pretty much fills up your entire screen. It is huge, and when I'm holding on to it, I could two-hand this thing. It'd be like a mini sword to me. But realistically, it's a very, very awesome knife, and it's actually pretty ergonomic. You know, with all these cutouts and finger grooves, and you got a nice little finger guard here, choil, and you still got enough at the very end for a nice, impact weapon if you needed it. Now this knife is actually really hard to open. Well, not really hard, but it's a lot stiffer than what I would expect from a normal compression lock, which I have one here. And you can't actually close the knife like this, because I think it's due to there's a little mechanism in there that actually creates more detent. So when you press the button, see, well, first of all, it's really stiff, the lock is, but you know, it doesn't drop at all. I have to give it a nice wrist flick, and it only closes like half, part way. But it has like a mechanism here that just sucks the blade back in, as you can see here. See, it's just spring-loaded, I believe. And I'll throw up a photo of it. It's right in this side of the liner here, and you're not going to be able to see it here, I don't think, but I will chuck up a macro picture of what that looks like on the screen here. So it's a very interesting design from the designer, and it basically guarantees that this knife will probably just stay in. I mean, I can't shake this thing out. And with the blade this big and heavy, it guarantees the blade will actually stay inside the handle. And you can see how thick this blade is actually. And when I get to the blade portion of the video, I'll do some more close-ups of it. The handle of this knife is absolutely beautiful. It's got this gold-lined carbon fiber, and it is absolutely exquisite. This really, really sets the knife apart from pretty much almost anything else that Spyderco has offered in terms of a carbon fiber scale. The pocket clip is four-way reversible. You can see here it's tapped on all four positions. Pocket clip is your run-of-the-mill Spyderco clip with the Spiderbug emblem on it. Everything's held together nicely. It is manufactured really, really nicely. I can barely feel any kind of distinction between the handle scales and also the liners. Got some standoffs, got the barrel spacer in there for the lanyard, and look at this massively huge lanyard hole. So you're definitely going to be able to get 550 through this if you really needed it. But with a handle this long, I mean, there's really no need for 550 probably. Here's a quick shot of the compression lock here. And the cool thing about this is that you see how the the finger choil actually comes up into the opening for where the compression lock is. So you can actually, I mean, if they would have made it longer, you could actually technically make this like a flipper, really. And this is the other reason why you can't flick the knife closed like a normal compression lock, because if you were to, you would actually have your finger in here, you flick the knife closed, and then all of a sudden this choil thing will come up and poke your fingers out of the way. So it's probably better that they didn't make it so you could do that. See here, the blade is pretty much dead center. And look how thick this blade is crazy. It's very, very thick, and that's pretty much attributes to probably a big chunk of the weight on this knife. Let's go and get onto the blade here, and you can see the very, very awesome wicked shape of the blade. I mean, just very, very tactical looking, very scary actually. I would definitely not take this out in an office environment to slice anything. You can see here on the Ricasso it says Spyderco CPMS30V. Got your Spiderbug logo there. Of course, the trademarked opening hole from Spyderco. On the back side, you see it does say Taichung, Taiwan, which is where it's made. And you got Szabo's logo there right on the back. So deployment of the knife is pretty straightforward. You can open it with both hands, but I do recommend closing it with both hands because of the wicked detent on this thing. So very ambidextrous. Feels very good in the hand, very ergonomic. Like I said, you have a lot of handle room left over. Reverse grip looks very good, although I have a lot more room up here. In fact, you can probably hold it down here if you want that extra reach. You know, it looks kind of silly, but hey, if you need that extra, what is this, about 3 inches? I mean, you're going to get it. So, or you can just choke up on it, you know, have your fingers down over here on the back of the thumb ramp, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, there's no jimping on the back of the thumb ramp. It's just completely smooth. But nonetheless, very, very good for keeping your fingers on there. So, very, very ergonomic. So, what are my final thoughts on the Szabo folder? I think it's very awesome. Actually, if you guys are in the market, any one of you are in the market for like a huge, beefy, thick, heavy folder that screams tactical, this would be the folder for you. And plus, it's very beautiful. I mean, with that gold line carbon fiber / G10 laminate scale, that's just absolutely beautiful. And I've never seen anything else like this, you know, in terms of a production folder. And the blade, I mean, how much more wicked can you get with the blade design? So definitely a fighting knife in my mind. And the handle has huge amounts of real estate for anyone with any kind of size hands. I mean, you could have like Yeti hands and you probably still fit on the handles here. But then again, on the other end of it, if you are not into this kind of knife and you prefer something a little bit more quiet and discreet, for like office use or whatnot, this would probably not be a knife that I would recommend you taking into that kind of environment. So, you guys also notice I didn't do a cut test. The reason being is that I actually didn't get prior permission from the owner of the knife, Jeff, to cut anything with the knife. So I decided to forgo that. But you know, if I've learned anything from Spyderco, their knives are pretty much razor sharp from factory. So. Alright, well, if you guys have any questions, comments, please leave it below. I do appreciate you guys for joining me on this video and watching it. If nothing else, take care, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.